What's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Alya if you are new here. So today's video is a very exciting hair video that I've been wanting to try for a very long time, and it is the historical hair care routine. I'll link her video down below for you because her video is about an hour long and she is very in-depth with the whole process from start to finish and why she decided to basically make the switch and start doing her hair in this way. Now I know that this is not like a new thing, it's new to me, but women for thousands of years have been doing their hair in similar manners. I know a lot of people in the curly community do the no poo method. So before I just hop right into the shower and start the wash routine, I'm going to share with you the products that you'll need if you want to try this out for yourself. So mine's a little bit more modified than hers just because she's in America, I'm in Ireland, so I can't pick up the exact products that she has, so I tried to get as close as I could. The first one is this Moroccan rhassoul clay. It actually says rhassoul at the top. Not really sure why that is, but it is rhassoul clay. So you probably would want to pick up a larger one than this, but this is the only one that I could pick up on my Amazon. So I have the clay. You're also going to need some aloe vera juice. So I have some aloe vera juice. And also one of these little hair dispenser bottles where you're going to mix the product together so that you can apply it to your scalp. You're also going to want a pitcher like so. Some essential oils. I have peppermint and rosemary here because those are both good for scalp health and they smell great. And you want like a natural conditioner. Mine is still in the mail and has been in the mail for some time, so I'm just going to be using my Coco and Eve like a virgin conditioner. This is really great for curly hair. I feel like this is a pretty gentle formula, so this is what I'll be using for my conditioner. Some water mixed with apple cider vinegar. I did about up to here with water and the rest apple cider vinegar. You don't want it to be super harsh. And then for aftercare, she recommends jojoba oil, so when you get out of the shower and you are styling your hair. So I picked this up. I really also love the L'Oreal Olive Extraordinary oil, so I'm going to be doing both of these, probably this one like mostly on the upper half and then this one towards the ends, just because I'm not sure if this one will make my hair greasy or not. A shampoo brush to really exfoliate the scalp, and lastly, I guess you would use this one first technically. This is a scalp detox serum, and then this is the Mael Rosemary Mint Scalp Hair Strengthening Oil infused with biotin and encourages hair growth, so I'm going to be giving this a go as well for once I'm out of the shower. So she actually recommends detangling with dry hair so that you can feel the knots and you can be more gentle. She also does it with her fingers, not a comb. And she basically says that when you detangle with wet hair, you don't really feel the tangles and you could be pulling or causing breakage. So we're going to try finger detangling on dry hair now. And I've never done this before. I have detangled on dry hair millions of times, but it's always been with like a brush or a comb. But I can understand what she means by this because I'm actually feeling the tangles and being able to separate them easier. See, I've got like a knot right here. You can really like isolate it and then gently work it apart. And this is actually smart too because then your clay shampoo product will be able to get into the hair easier and you won't have any knots or like chunks of hair that won't be getting as clean as they should be, because normally we detangle with conditioner. So by that point we've already, you know, cleansed our hair. Okay, now that my hair is detangling crazy looking, I'm going to use my Vegamore Scalp Detox Serum just to make sure we're giving this a fair shot and we don't have, you know, build up from our curly hair products and stuff like that. So I'm just going to massage this in, leave it in for about 5 minutes, and then we will hop into the shower. So I've got my hair braided into 4 braids here. That's what Catherine recommended you do. That way you can really get into your scalp easily without tangling your hair, and then you can actually take the braids and you actually dip it into the remaining clay mixture that you've got going on there. So we're gonna give that a go and see. I've never washed my hair like this before, so this is very interesting for me. And my scalp treatment has now been sitting for about 5 minutes, so we're gonna go ahead and hop into the shower, and the rest of this video will be a voiceover. Now that I'm in the shower, obviously the first thing you want to do is wet your hair entirely. So here I am just wetting each individual braid and just trying to get my hair fully saturated. That way we can start applying that clay mixture. Now this is very interesting for me. I've never washed my hair like this, as I said before. Now I am applying the clay mixture, and as you can see, I just shook up the bottle to make sure all of the contents were properly mixed together. And then I'm going in and first applying this to my scalp, making sure that I get absolutely everywhere. And it helps if the braids are nice and loose at the root, that way you can really get into the scalp area. So that's just what I'm doing here, making sure everything is perfectly saturated. Then I'm taking my shampoo brush and going in and just exfoliating the scalp. This is really, really helpful for not only blood flow and helping promote hair growth, but also to remove any product buildup that we get over the week. If you're a curly girl, you probably only wash your hair every week or sometimes bi-weekly, so just depending on how much product you use. I usually use gels, mousses, creams, oils, all of those things, so we really want to get the follicle nice and clear. And now the remaining product, I'm just dipping the braids in on both sides, and you'll see in a second that I'm actually going to pour the remaining mixture just over kind of like the lengths and back of my hair, just to make sure that I'm really getting absolutely everywhere. We want the hair to be nice and clean. And you can see now I'm like regretting this because it gets really, really messy, guys. Like, this is an extremely messy process. And this was not easy to wash out. Like, I could feel the grittiness. I could definitely feel the clay still in my hair. So even after I rinsed my hair out this way, I actually decided to undo the braids because I could just feel the clay was still inside the braids, and I wanted to make sure that I got absolutely as much out as I possibly could to really give this a fair shot. And you can see by my face, I'm wondering why it is not coming out. And next I'm going in with my conditioner and really just conditioning, focusing on the ends. At this point, I was feeling like my hair was really, really stripped and tangly feeling, which was odd considering the fact that I finger detangled, but I did have to go in and comb my wet hair with the conditioner in, just because my hair was feeling very, very stripped, and I don't know how else to explain it other than it just got really knotted and felt like hay. So I went in and combed all the conditioner through, and I was starting to feel this like weird, I don't know how to explain it other than my hair was just feeling like it had a lot of product buildup and was really greasy. And then last, I took the apple cider vinegar and I just poured this all over my hair, which was the last step that Catherine did in her wash routine. Well, second to last, because the next thing that I do is I seal the cuticle of my hair with cold water. So just washing, like rinsing out the rest of the product with cold water. And as you can see, I am not enjoying this because it is very cold, but this is really a good thing to do. I do this all the time anyway. It's just something that you should always be doing. If you have curly hair or any hair really, it keeps your hair nice and shiny. Okay, so I'm just out of the shower now, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little scared. It is very sticky feeling, and like just it feels very tangly, and it feels very like dry. So I'm going to put in the oils and comb it through, and hopefully that'll just kind of at least loosen up some of this like clumping going on. And I'm gonna go in with the scalp treatment too, just because I always use a scalp treatment after I shower. But yeah, like my hair is like stuck matted to my head, so I don't think that, well, I hope that this is gonna be okay, but I'm a little scared. So I'm gonna go in with the jojoba oil because that's what she was using on the ends of her hair. She also uses this to detangle on days where she hasn't washed her hair yet. I really want this to work because I like the idea of using more natural products. I will say it's extremely messy though in the shower, like you get clay everywhere. So that's not my favorite. Now normally I'd be putting like a mousse or a gel or a curling cream, but she doesn't do any of that, so we're gonna try basically exactly the way that she does things just to see what we end up with. And she just uses a big t-shirt to basically plop all of her hair on top of her head while it dries, so we're gonna try that. I'm terrible at this, by the way. Like, I never do this because it always just ends up as a disaster. Okay, so something like this, and I'm just gonna let it dry and we will reconvene later this afternoon and see how it's looking. Okay, so it is many hours later, and as you can see, this is kind of falling apart. But my hair feels like it's mostly dry under here, so we're gonna unwrap this on camera and see how it looks. I may possibly need to do a little diffusing. I've got my little comb here if we need to do some fluffing, so let's just see together. Feels a little damp. Oh, this is a look. It's giving Egyptian Sphinx. Okay, it's smelling very minty. It's definitely still a little damp, but I'm impressed with the curl pattern despite not really any product in here. So I'm gonna diffuse and I'll be right back. And this is the final result. I mean, dang, I have never had definition like this without using any hair product. Normally, if I don't use hair product, I have like no real like curl pattern, so this is groundbreaking. However, I will say the roots are looking pretty greasy, and like the fronts of the hair are definitely feeling greasy. I'm feeling greasy in the scalp. I don't know if it's necessarily greasy, it's more like I feel like I have a lot of product when I touch my scalp. So I don't know if it's just because I wasn't able to fully rinse out the clay. I spent like 15 minutes washing that clay out of my hair, so maybe I need to water it down more in the future. I followed the measurements like exactly, but everyone's hair texture is different. Also, it could just be the fact that my hair needs time to like adjust and adapt to this method. Maybe it's just kind of confused because obviously I'm normally using shampoo and conditioner once a week or twice a week instead of this. So I think it's something that I need to play around with a bit. I'm not gonna like write it off because the definition is definitely there. It's just the greasy sort of like almost it looks like product buildup on my scalp. So that's definitely something in the future. I'm gonna see if I can play around the measurements a little bit. Maybe we can work on that and I can perfect and tweak it. I could see too why this method would work for people with like really coarse, thick, curly hair, especially if you have a really dry scalp. You would probably love this. My scalp is fairly dry, but it's not super dry. So that's it for today's video. Comment down below if you've tried this method before, and if you have any suggestions for me to do in the future, I would love to hear it. And I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching.